Hello and welcome to this April 21st, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you with today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are featuring Delta Airlines, ticker symbol DAL. This is about a $10.3 billion consumer discretionary company. Obviously focusing on transportation, as they are an airline that takes passengers in the United States and internationally. You can see DAL over the last 8 months or so has been in a nice uptrend, although there have been times when Delta reaches a point where the momentum starts to slow, and you can see that that was pretty evident as we went from December of 2009 into early January 2010. As we were putting in these highs, the higher highs in price, take a look at the MACD here, which clearly was lower. So we had a long-term negative divergence in play, and what we look for there is a 50-day test to follow. And sure enough, about 2-3 weeks later, we did put in this doji right on the 50-day moving average and then started moving back higher again. Just recently now, over the last couple of weeks, you can see the almost the exact same pattern repeating itself. Not quite as clear on the divergence, but you can see we did have higher prices, slightly higher prices in early April than what we saw at the end of March, and at the same time the MACD had rolled over. So we had a slight long-term negative divergence in play there, and once again after about a week and a half we have made our way all the way back down to the 50-day, in this case putting in a hammer with a pretty long tail. Notice the volume coming in on this move to the downside. So we went well below the 50-day moving average. It looked like it was going to be a massive breakdown, and then we rallied later in the day, finishing up close to the 50-day, although we did finish below it, and that should be noted. We did finish at 1316. The 50-day moving average is 1330. Intraday we were as low as 1268, however. So we did come back up and get very close to that 50-day. You might want to see if we can move back up above the high on Tuesday, which was 1348, before committing to the position. Get a little confirmation to make sure that this is a reversing type candle. But I actually kind of like it right at about the current price, maybe even a little bit lower, depending, volume's a little lighter and we get a little bit more of a pullback or drop closer to the bottom of that tail at 1268. That might make some sense, but clearly the stock has been bouncing where it has supposed to have bounced in the past, at the 50-day moving average with the doji back in early February, and now on Tuesday with this hammer going in right near the 50-day moving average as well. A couple other things to point out: the RSI has generally found support down around the 40 level on any pullbacks. You can see that ever since we started this big move up in late December, early November, from that point forward, these pullbacks down to around the 40 level on RSI have provided pretty nice entry opportunities on Delta. Also, stochastics right now down at 11 and change, rounded to 12, so is oversold as we have seen at any point other than maybe early February, and that goes back over the last 4 or 5 months. So again, we try in this market that, where we've been very overbought, to look for stocks that have been fairly healthy, that are pulling back closer to support. That way, if the market breaks down, or even if just these individual stocks break down, we can keep the losses to a minimum. But if we do get the reversal and they remain healthy, then we should see a move back up and perhaps go back up to test the recent highs on Delta, which would be up near $15. So a pretty nice reward to risk entry at the current level. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at InvestedCentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.